Alright, hello guys, today is day 76. Sorry for not posting the other day. We had gone to our competitive programming competition, the ICPC regionals. We did Division 2, wasn't anything crazy. We're not, cracked people, but I had a lot of fun. We were able to solve like 4 out of 15 questions. And there was a 5th one that I was pretty close on solving. There was one slight bug I had with it. I think it was like an off by 1 error, but we didn't end up solving that one. But yeah, that was really fun. And yeah, glad we did that and kind of glad it's over. So I don't have to grind leak code every day. I still do leak code at least once a day, but we were spending a lot of time doing a lot of those DSA problems on leak code and Caddis for the competition. Now it's done and dusted, but yeah, that's why I didn't post yesterday. We were gone all day. But yeah, now we're going to grind boot.div and hopefully finish it before I have finals, because I do not want to try and be doing this during finals. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the comments and things, all the advice. I really appreciate it. And let's just get right into it. Okay, I don't even remember where last I ended off on this thing. Git status. Upload video. Oh yeah, now I remember. You're working on the whole video streaming thing, and how the server only sends back when there's a request. Now the problem was when we were doing this. Hello. We were doing this. I was still getting 2 requests coming back, and they said that you should only be getting 1. So let's start the server again and see why that's happening. To be honest with you, I don't even know exactly why this could have been happening. I'm probably just gonna ask Rock about this, because honestly, you don't know. Let's test it first. I think what we did was, okay, yeah, we open the network tab. When we opened it, yeah, I have 2 206 requests, both partial content. One is getting the entire file, the other one is getting like the beginning part of the file. See, I'm not exactly sure what's happening. Right now, I am getting 2 requests back when I open a video and the server gets the video from my bucket. But I'm getting 2 206 requests back. But the lesson says I'm only supposed to get one back. Can you explain to me why this might be happening? Requests from the network tab. First request. So this software I'm using here, it's an open source version of repo prompt. I find it pretty useful when I need to ask something about code base. I didn't paste the entire one in, but so it has all the proper context. Okay, so move atom should be at the beginning, but clearly the browser still needs multiple range requests, which is just not finding the metadata up front. Yeah, that's what we were trying to do. Yeah, the browser asks for everything. The browser skips ahead after reading the header. Yeah, this command fmpeg is what's moving the move atom to the beginning of the video. And I believe they use the same thing in their version. Yeah, it looks almost exactly the same. I don't think that's a typo on my end. It looks about the same. All critical issues that can silently break. Are you deleting the original temp file correctly? Okay, the original temp file, I'm doing that up here, but you don't remove the .processing file after upload. That's fine. More importantly, you open a process file and pass it to the SWE. You never close it or ensure it's fully written before upload. This can cause erase conditions or partial erase if MPEG hasn't finished writing. Well, yeah, I'm closing right here. I'm not sure what this thing's talking about. Yeah, I'm closing the file. What? Don't know what this formatting is, but Okay, so there are a lot of different reasons why this might be happening. I'm almost positive I am removing I definitely deleted the original temp file. This could be something. So maybe I should log whether or not we get an error. And see if maybe for some reason something's happening. Now it's saying that we should check the actual file and see if it even let's download this. Let's put it right over here and run ffmpeg on it. Oh, what is it say? OQ. C, copy, nice move flags, fast start, test underscore fast start dot mp4. This is a bunch of metadata. Sorry, so it does actually move it. So it was never at the beginning of the file in the first place. That's great. Okay, I guess I'll give you this context, but so it seems like ffmpeg might just be failing somehow. Okay, so let's upload a video now and watch the logs. We have to restart the server because we changed something. Say book horizontal test horizontal. Didn't click the upload button like a bot. Takes a little bit because I guess because ffmpeg is running. Okay, so here are logs. Doesn't look like anything wrong happened here. And here I'm actually getting one request to just magically fix itself just now or something, like, or is the cache? no. Maybe it's getting the wrong file. It looks like the same file it's requesting. Maybe I'm uploading the wrong file. Yeah, I'm putting the process video in the body. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it worked fine, but for whatever reason, when we reload the page, it's making a second request because whatever file it gets back doesn't have the move atom, which doesn't make any sense. I didn't see any warnings when I uploaded the file the first time. I only got one 206 request, but when I refresh the page and open that video again, I got 2 requests. Similar to like before. You're uploading, check the first 1000 bits of the S3 file. Curl, what is this? R0 to 1000. And let's get the URL of the new video. I have absolutely no idea what these things mean, so I would prefer to know. -R flag. It's in alphabetical order. P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Or maybe it's not in alphabetical order. Oh, here it is. Range. Oh, okay. First 1000. Then they're piping it to XSD. I know what grep is. Grep is just pattern matching, right? Converts raw bytes of file input stream into a human-readable hexadecimal representation. Useful, for example, to contents of binary files. Interesting. Yeah, I've definitely learned about it before, but it was probably a long time ago. Yeah, it has it right there. Why is it making 2 requests? Let me do this on that other file as well, the one we previously uploaded. Also, okay, now I'm really confused. Maybe it's just something with my browser. What FF Pro say about the original versus process file? Now we need to figure out where this processing file is even being uploaded. They were passing the path of this. It would be really nice if I logged this. I'm trying to remember. Or I think I had done this before. But yeah, here we go. Damn it. No. What? Control K? How do you go to... Control A. Okay, so... Yeah, we want to ls this. We don't want to... Control E and let's list this out. Oh yeah. Thankfully they're near the bottom, so you have a couple different files here. FF probe dash show underscore format. Now I want that path again. Let's just change the directories into here. Invalid data found processing input. So this processing one did work. I can do the other processing one. I have Vimode and Tmux, but I'm forgetting how it works. I'm not really sure why that other one comes back as broken. Oh, that's what I was kind of thinking. I was thinking maybe the browser is caching. Thought we had a cache control somewhere else in here. Yeah, here. Is being used? Is being used on the assets. Is this the problem? Where's handler upload video? Over here. Yeah, they don't use no cache here. I don't use no cache anywhere. Not sure if this is necessary to clear the cache. I think it would probably actually solve the issue. But I'm not sure how this could be happening, but they also don't do that here. Was there another place we set cache control in the store? Oh yeah. So it wasn't that middleware. Yeah, I don't know. They could also just mean that it says only see run request to the start of the file, which is what's currently happening instead of 3. The other request isn't technically at the start of the file. I'm not exactly sure what it's getting here. I assume it has something to do with caching, but I don't think I want to set the AWS cache control to no store. I don't really see the point of that. You know, that was a rabbit hole to go down. Whatever. Let's just move on here. I'm not going to get in the weeds of all this because it's not like this is a project or something. I've already spent 30 minutes. That's crazy. 30 minutes.
Do you know how to run it securely in production? Let's go through a simple setup. First, how do we run our application locally? Well, S3 is a cloud offering. You can't really run S3 locally. So we're going to need a way to connect to S3 from our machine. I like to run my code before I run it in production, at least most of the time. There have been a few times where we don't need to talk about that. So first, the best thing for you to do is to have separate environments for testing and for production. Some companies call this staging in production or dev in production, but the point is you should have different accounts. Not every company does this. Some companies do reuse one account for staging and production. It's Probably not best practice, but just know that some do that. Once you have the AWS account, you're going to need an IAM user in that account. Then you'll use the AWS configure command to get your user's keys on your local machine. Next, you'll add your user to a group. If you're working within a company, this would typically be a group like developers, which is just an arbitrary name. Then you'd make sure that that group has a policy giving it access to the resource you need, in this case, an S3 bucket. And of course, the best practice is to only give yourselves the permissions that you actually need. That way, if your keys are ever compromised, the attacker has minimal access. Now, the last thing that you can do here for an extra layer of security is actually add an IP source list. It's basically a firewall that only allows access from your IP address. This way, an attacker would not only need to steal your keys, but would also need to somehow get onto your home network. And with all that, you should be good to run locally. But what about when you run in production? Well, the code, of course, shouldn't have to change between local development and production. Just the keys should change. The AWS SDK is smart enough to pick up your keys from where it stored them on your machine with AWS configure command, at least when you're running locally. When you're running in production, one of the best ways to do this is to use an IAM role instead of an IAM user. So just like before, we create a new IAM role. This time we'd probably name it after our application because we're authorizing as the application, not as an individual user or developer on the team. So for example, if my app's named Tubely, I might name it Tubely app. Now this time we actually give that role a policy where it gets access to the resources that it needs, like the S3 bucket. Now, how do we give our code access to that role? Well, it's actually really easy and it happens at the infrastructure level. So our code needs to be running within AWS for this to work, but if you're using S3, you're probably running within AWS. Let's use a very basic example like an EC2 server, an EC2 VM. We add the IAM role to the EC2 server in the AWS console. Then, when we install and run our code from that virtual machine, the SDK can pick up those keys that it needs from the virtual machine itself. Now, we don't need to manage the keys ourselves. It's a lot more secure.
Interesting. It's like setting different roles, like only access certain things. Also, then an attacker would need to steal AWS credentials and malicious change contents. Right, only the security of keys is often not enough. Keys and passwords are compromised all the time. One way is to ensure keys can only be used in certain locations. Hacker would need your keys and to be on your network. They open the AWS IAM dashboard, policy tab, and create a new policy. Visual Editor 0. I'm not sure what that stands for. Effect allow, action, asterisk. Resource, I believe, also asterisk. Condition, we're going to allow only a certain IP address. AWS.source source IP All policy manager from home. I don't know, they're telling us to pass stars. So I guess we don't have to make this entirely secure, right? Because I'm just going to delete all this after I'm done. Remove the admin policy from the managers group. So finish creating the policy. Now I need to go to user groups, managers, remove the admin policy. Yeah, okay. Remove and add the manager from home policy. There we go. Try to use a CLI to upload a file. Okay. Let's just try and upload that test file we just did. Copy test fast start to S3/tubely. I think it's 89245. I think so it is. Yeah, 89245. Error occurred. User Steven not authorized to perform. No identity-based policy allows okay. That looks correct. Replace 0.00 with your current IP address. /32 tells AWS you want exact match. Okay. So yeah, I will not be revealing my IP address on the video, but we'll go ahead and do this right now. Hey, I just went down yet another rabbit hole. I used my private IP at first to do the AWS thing and obviously failed. Now that I've used the public one, after going to whatismyipaddress.com, it actually worked as anticipated. So yeah, that was a learning today. I didn't figure it out on my own, but Grok is the one that explained to me why that didn't work. Pretty dumb mistake, but I guess it happens to the best of us. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Been recording for quite a long time now. Can't record for too long because I have no space on my computer. But I will see you all in the next video.